Characterization or stage makeup are really important things on the set. They let the actors change into a completely different person, gain or lose weight in just a few hours, grow beard or long wavy hair for a day. Although it is done mostly to please the future viewers, it is also a great help for the actors as it gives them the real feel of the situation and takes them into a little bit different reality. It helps them to become the character they play. How they make human-like bodysuits in movies. Making a human-like bodysuit takes a lot of time and effort. A team of specialists work on it for a long time to make it perfect. It should be like human skin, resembling its structure and color. The viewers may start actually wondering, how has he been able to gain so much weight for the role? I had no idea this guy has such hair. It is all done to make the movie more interesting, to bring the story more to life. However, there are so many important factors and details that many of us would not even imagine. Small touches, subtle changes, adjusted moves. It all matters when it comes to creating a bodysuit which will look like a second skin. From veins to shades of suntan and bouncing bellies, the designers have to take it under consideration, look at different angles, and create something that will suit the viewers and the actors at the same time. Hey, if you want to learn more about the work that happens backstage, subscribe to our channel and like it, just to make sure you will not miss any of our other videos and ideas. It all starts from taking a cast of the actor's actual torso. It looks rather funny and takes a lot of time, but it's definitely worth the final effect. The actor is covered with 2 layers of silicone. The first one, green, is like an oil protection that prevents any damages to the skin and does not let the next one take out any of the body's real hair. Then comes another layer and it is all wrapped with temporary plaster. That kind of a construction sticks together and is later exchanged by a fiberglass one. Thanks to this procedure, the future sculptors and artists will be able to recreate the actual body of a particular actor and prepare a bodysuit perfect for each of them. Next comes the clay and all the fun of creation begins. According to a well-known special effects technician, Kevin Yeager, who has worked on such productions as Mission Impossible 2, Conspiracy Theory, Blow, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, The Phantom of Opera, just to name a few, claims that at that point, it is important to put everything on the right place to be sure that this is exactly how it should be when, for example, a character puts his arms up. After sculpting, when the mold is ready with all the details, they use it to create the actual bodysuit with a thicker kind of silicone. It is all put together with the torso of the actor, filled with latex, and we are almost there. Now they just need to take off the layer on the top and put another silicone one instead of it, and that will eventually be colored. Step by step, the final product comes out for us to see. As we're watching the process of creation bodysuits for Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, you have probably already guessed that we are looking at the preparation for shooting Bill and Ted Face the Music. Here we can see Carol Koch at work with a model of human anatomy right in front of her eyes. It helps the sculptures to stay near their real-life posture and keep all the details in the right place. For Kevin Yeager, it is important to keep the anatomy as it should be, even though the whole posture is a little gorilla-like. For example, the veins on humans' body should be subtle. They do not stick out just like muscles do. Making them more natural, together with a proper kind of painting, it is able to create much more natural and real outcome. And that is what it is all about. What happens when the sculpture is ready? That is when the rest of the magic happens. Here the colors step up and it is not an easy task. There are a lot of factors that need to be taken under consideration. Actor's complexion, the light, the place of shooting. In case of Keanu and Alex in Face the Music, Kevin had to remember about the heat in New Orleans. The actors were staying in full sun a big part of the day, and their skin got darker than usual. Therefore, the color on bodysuit had to be a little bit suntanned. The paints were darker than actors' natural complexions, and that was the base. Kevin usually starts from red, as according to him, that is the basic color when it comes to skin. Next he goes with green and blue, being able to pinpoint the lines of muscles or even create quite a bit of abs. If we look closely at the bodysuit, we will discover that not all is done thanks to sculptors, but also the paints make the surface look more real. With his airbrush, Kevin is able to put layers and bring such suits to life. It starts showing some small veins, imperfections, breakups. With those small touches done by, as Kevin calls it, his wobbly hand, the bodysuits gain the texture of human skin and imitates it just perfectly. A little bit here and there. The artists won't stop until they are sure this is how it's supposed to be. And although a lot of us would call the project completed at this stage, they still add some subtle changes, some sprays here and there, some shades, and delicate colors until the very exact place has what it should have. A few words about the materials used along the way. As we have already mentioned, they mostly use silicone as it is the best to imitate human skin. It makes the surface softer and smoother, giving it a more natural look. At the same time, it has the ability to reflect light exactly like our skin. What else do we need when it comes to reality? Covered with appropriate colors and details, it is the best thing for the task right now. There are also a lot more aspects the crew has to take under consideration before they present a finished product to the people on set. First, how to make that big and spacious bodysuit move in a natural way. It needs to float with the actor. A big belly has to work like the real one would, bouncing and jiggling at the right moments. It is especially important during scenes when the bodysuit is not covered by anything and is all showing to the audience. Kevin has an idea in that matter. He fills them with dried lentils. He started with putting lentils and beans into them, but it turned out that actors' sweat made them sprout. Strange but true. However, he has learned his lesson and now uses the dried ones, which perfectly imitate the desired movements. After all, he knows what he is doing as he has done it many times before, like for example in the music video in the 1988, or for Nicolas Cage in 2002 when he played in Adaptation. Now the stomachs and bellies can come out from under the shirts, making people smile or turn their heads. Depends on the viewers. And we cannot forget about one more crucial factor when it comes to imitating human body: the hair. It is a natural thing and all of us know it well. They can be a good and bad addition. On one hand, they work as a cover and some small imperfections can be hidden thanks to a few hairs here and there. On the other hand, those hair must look natural too. They need to have a proper thickness, length and flow. So one more time, planning and research work before creating them on the bodysuit. Once Kevin started, he put as many as over 300 of them in a torso, one by one. Once the bodysuit is ready, it is time to put it on. And here comes another problem. There are places where they need to be connected with actors' skin and stay on their body. So how to hide all those zippers and connecting lines? Some are taken out in post-production. As the actors have to take them off and put them back on, it will be too much to cover them each time before shooting. Otherwise, they are hidden under different accessories like gloves or necklaces. Perfectly fitted. They make the lines simply invisible and add some character to the person, like during the prison scene for Keanu and Alex. And let's not forget about a little bit of sweat. Kevin adds some oil onto the bodysuits to make them look wet and sticky. Thanks to the bodysuits, a lot of great things can happen on the screen and they introduce magic, the flow of time, the changes, the impossible into the story. Actors transform into completely different people or creatures, and as long as it is done under a cover of a costume, it is not that time consuming. Whereas, when the naked torsos and uncovered bellies come to the stage, that is when the special effect technicians start their work. Slowly, bit by bit, they create a completely new person and make us believe it is true. So, now you know how the creation of a bodysuit really looks like. If you're interested in some more backstage magic, subscribe to our channel and like it. We are already on our way into some research work.